I'm honored to be here speaking with you with different discipline. I never worked on the real estate before, but today I would really like to communicate with real estate people, and maybe you can help me help me how's my communication goes. So it's quite late already, so I think I will try to start and end my presentation quickly. So let me share my screen. Presentation. Okay. You all see my screen, okay? Okay. So if
yes, Professor.
Okay, so I would like to, share with you today the topic of creating share value of urban waterfront real estate in Bangkok Canal Network. So let me introduce my work a little bit. In Bangkok and in community SOAD, I have a lab called Urban Sense, which we work on waterfront development project for quite some time. And the objective of the lab is to lead Thailand sensitive data-driven urban development by example of area-based project around university campus. Because our campus situated next to a very unique canal network. So we see the opportunity to have a long-term project studying the canal network and waterfront development. And second, we want to co-create multidisciplinary knowledge-based urban community. That's why I come to share with you today, and I expect to have feedback from the discipline that are not that I'm not comfortable with. Okay. The third thing is we want to develop education, training, research tools that answer societal need in urban development issue. And the last one that closely relate to the this presentation is creating share value and bridging the development process gap from environmental policy to community action and business action. So today I want to maybe try to closing that gap a bit. And the method that our lab used to study things and creating knowledge is we use action research method. When that we will identify issue of interest and do incremental experiment and get feedback and try to do some more experiment further and further to understand the issue and address the issue. Today, main message of my presentation today would be that understanding and creating share value in the waterfront real estate project can unite all stakeholders, making newcomers a contribution part of an existing community and spread prosperity to society and the environment. Thus increase the future value of the property. And why we conclude that message. Let me introduce Bangkok Canal Network a bit. On your left map is Thailand map. I'm not sure how many of you have been to Thailand and to Bangkok, but Thailand, Bangkok is the capital city of Thailand in the kind of center of the country. And in the center of the city, there is the main river, important river called Chao Phraya. And the city actually originate out of the the river, and on the center of the on the center image, you see the urbanization that go, outward from the center of Chao Phraya River, and then the the right image is showing the canal network that come from that branch out from Chao Phraya River, and we have thousands of canal network branch out throughout the Bangkok city, and the branch looks something like this: Chao Phraya River, and then the canal network. And this image is the past Bangkok, showing the activities on Chao Phraya River, the main river, that usually the activity on the river is usually transporting goods and people. But the life of the city actually in the small canal network, you see people move themselves, in both walk and buy, sell things, and locate their residential next to the canal network. Temple, school, architecture, important architecture are all situated next to the waterway. Also, in the past, economic center, economic activity that that is agriculture, orchard, and fruit orchard, rice farm, all situated next to the waterway. Thai people in the past have life really connect to the waterway, and these are the picture, a lively picture of the BC canal waterfront space, that you can do everything in near the in the waterfront near the canal network. We actually Thai people actually live with water for a long time. All the past capital cities, Sukhothai, Ayutthaya, Thonburi, and Bangkok, all situated next to main river or main waterways. So Thai people develop some knowledge of the water flow, and develop knowledge and expertise in water management up until Bangkok fall in love with the road network. And so recently we seem to forgot all the knowledge that our ancient used to have in understanding waterways and managing water. Recently, we probably will have actually in the news, if you listen to the news, we have flood disaster quite in several provinces, several big city in the north and east part of Thailand, of the country. And we expect that maybe within this month, we will probably have a flood situation in Bangkok in some area. So and it's repeating every year. No, not every year, maybe repeating several years already. And we seems to know nothing about how to control water anymore. Okay, now come closer to our issue of real estate, urban waterfront real estate. In this picture show the study area that we we try to do action research about the creating share value. So when we come to study area, we realize the uniqueness of the waterway. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. So we realized the network, the uniqueness of this waterway. But after we studying in the area, it seems that we found that newcomers in the area always build a tall white wall, cut off new project, whether it's a residential project, office project, out of the waterway. And we kind of questions the usefulness of that white wall. So we actually first year we actually try to do some art on the wall to just ask some attention from the people who built that wall to come to see the environment next to their wall or behind their wall. And it's kind of a work a bit that they come out and kind of surprised that okay, they come to live here and never see the beautiful canal before. But after a while we think that people understand it, but new and newcomer come every years and still build higher wall every year. So we think that okay, we probably have to do more than communicate with art in the area. So we think that the concept of creating share value would help the business or the real estate industry understand and benefit from what existing community really value. So we try to understand the value that people have in mind about the urban waterfront first. So an effort to understand the value or identify the value, in that effort we do the survey to a lot of people, like 300 plus survey to the existing community, the visitor to the waterfront, urban waterfront in Bangkok. We do also use observation and interviews to have a sense of their value on the waterfront, Bangkok waterfront. We also try to record and the daytime use observation in order to understand why people come and what kind of value that they see in the waterfront area. These are the a picture of the record. I don't expect you to read it, but we record accessibility. We record the character of the user and the activity that the user do in waterfront area. And we also record kind of infrastructure that they use and interview them with their to get their opinion and kind of value that they relate to the urban waterfront. And not only daytime use, we also record the nighttime use, observe the nighttime use and interview people on the accessibility, on the infrastructure, on the activity that they do. And we actually have a result of some kind of 7 group of value that people relate to urban waterfront. So actually 7 group, in, this group are still in, process of try to understand it deeply, but for the purpose of today, some kind of, I will present this 7 group. The first group is the water connectivity and utility. So people think about, connectivity, connected water can connect them to place. They can use both. They can use water to grow food and to grow their green, things like that. Second group is support infrastructure. So when they think about the connectivity and utility of the water, they also think about infrastructure that can support their use of water. For example, maybe if they think about boat, right? They also think about pier infrastructure. They think about those pier and other infrastructure should be safe and comfort and good for their well-being, and probably everyone can use it. The third group is about social inclusive plan and agreement. People think about when they talk about urban waterfront, they think about governance, how the space would be planned in the future. What is the image of what is the new project that will come in the future? How can they know things like that? So the fourth group that we can identify is the maintenance of the place. They think about, the place, the waterfront, urban waterfront should be well maintained. They should have people like owner of the place should give incentive to people to not doing things that will damage the place, and the place can be education tools to their children, and the place can be communicate about the environment. The fifth group is about experience or economic activities. When people think about urban waterfront, they think about activity that they can do, maybe drink coffee, eat food, ride a boat, play sport, and they expect and refer to different places that they go to, and expect some adaptable of the urban or of the urban waterfront. The sixth group is about environmental health and clean water. So when they think about urban waterfront, they think about water quality, air quality, and waste management. They think that maybe owner should have some and make people aware that the water and air quality should be studied and should be preserved. The last group that we extract from the interview and survey, flood and drought resilience. So when people has been asked about urban waterfront, they thought about flood because we heard in the news every years that the water land next to or community next to waterway is often flood. But they didn't think that the flood is um, should not happen, but they think that flood or disaster can happen, but we should have planned to respond to it. Okay, so with that finding of keywords and people thought, and we relate that to value that people give to their urban waterfront. So we think that with that finding, what if we have to build a new project in our area of canal network? So what will we do to create the share value or to use the value that we find is kind of common in the population. So we we use the existing land project that they someone the one of the real estate company come and start the project last year. So with looking at the site, the project site, we see a lot of activities like water sport activities, children activities, people row the boat, play with subboard, and have actually they have community has a kind of floating platform to support their boat activities. So with that in mind, and with the finding value, we think that if we were to do the housing estate, we would, instead of building a wall that cut off waterway out from our project, we would build maybe a kind of coffee shop and some kind of activities place for our client to enjoy waterway and kind of expand the activities that they can do out of their leisure time. So if we do the coffee shop instead of coffee shop or lobby instead of a high wall, and we make the kind of swimming pool, outdoor swimming pool that can be part of the cleaning effort to the water, canal water. Maybe an experiment project that separate, that clean the water in the canal and make better, water ground for their client, for our client to play sport, doing activities, and probably enjoy, cultural activities and enjoy, and we can connect our property to the pathway. Actually, it's a existing bicycle path, bicycle and walk path on the side of the canal. And if we connect that walk path with our property, then our client can use it to kind of run in the morning and exercise, run, walk, and in the morning and probably at night. So if we didn't develop this ourselves, I myself would buy the property like this, but I think that is a lot better than a wall, and it's expand a lot of potential from and added value to the real estate property, housing estate property. And within this canal, they actually have some community that still own the orchard, fruit orchard, and they come rowing boat with their product, and we can buy fruit from, like, very very fresh fruit from the owner, from the farmer ourselves. So we try to communicate this kind of idea to the real estate company, but it seems that we are too late. Every time they say that, okay, the plan has been done, and they already sell the project, and they cannot change anything. But so what do you think? But only just this year we see this kind of project, not in our canal network, not in our canal next to university, but in the canal network, same canal network, but not further north. So we see these kind of condominium project that didn't build high wall, but instead they also provide green and connection to the water, that I think is great. Okay, so I think I will end the presentation with this picture, and the conclude kind of simplify share value that we can kind of conclude right now. As of now, we think that is something like these 9 keywords. So this picture more or less represent that value that people share in urban waterfront, which is clean water, no waste, no flood damage, connected place, create income and cool spot, safe food, happy children, healthy grandpa, and pleasant view. So I think this image is pretty much have all or almost all of that share value, and I think if the real estate people can use or apply that kind of share value, I think the project will be very successful. So come back to the message that I want to communicate today. Understanding and creating shared value in waterfront real estate project can unite all the stakeholders, make newcomer a contribution part of an existing community, and spread prosperity to society and environment, thus increase the future value of the property. Thank you so much for your attention.